What is astrology? The word astrology comes from the Greek word astrologia, which means star study. In its early days, astrology was used to predict weather patterns, primarily for agricultural purposes. Gradually, it began to be used to forecast natural disasters and war and other events. As time went on, it became commonplace to use astrology to advise kings and emperors, and finally began to be used by people in general. Astrology is the divination of the supposed influences of the stars and planets on human affairs and terrestrial events by their positions and aspects. Not all forms of astrology are based on the zodiac or casting horoscopes, but this is the most common form throughout history and what we shall focus on in this course. It was noticed that it took 12 lunar cycles for the sun to return to its original position. Therefore, 12 constellations that were linked to the progression of the seasons were assigned the names of certain animals and persons and used to track the progress of the sun. This gives us the modern sun signs. The apparent path of the sun through the skies is known as the ecliptic. From our point of view, the paths of the moon and visible planets remain close to the ecliptic, within the belt of the zodiac, which extends 8 to 9 degrees north or south. The zodiac is a coordinate system which uses the ecliptic as the origin of its latitude and the position of the sun at the spring equinox as the origin of its longitude. Although the constellations used in the zodiac are ancient, the zodiac of 12 signs did not appear fully formed. Different zodiacs with differing sign boundaries were used in ancient times, and an early zodiac had 18, not 12 signs. Over time, 2 zodiacal systems of signs came into being. One was the sidereal, star zodiac based on the constellations of fixed stars. The other is now known as tropical because of its relationship to the tropics. Originally, these 2 systems coincided. However, because of a phenomenon known as the precession of the equinoxes, the slow shift of the equinoxes along the ecliptic where they move west at a rate of 1 degree every 72 years, the 2 zodiacs began to separate. Ancient Greek astronomy decided that the seasonal issue was more important than the constellational one, and this led to our modern zodiac. This is why modern zodiac signs do not match the constellations. However, in India and some other locations, a sidereal zodiac is used, meaning that currently there is about 29 degrees difference between signs. In other words, a planet at 15 degrees of Cancer in the tropical zodiac will be at 16 degrees of Gemini in the sidereal zodiac. A horoscope is a map of the zodiacal circle with Earth at the center. The top of the circle shows where the sun is at its highest point during the day. On the left and right are the eastern and western horizons. The sun, moon, and planets are placed on the map according to their positions in the zodiac. Each of the planets, the sun and moon are planets in astrology, have distinct meanings associated with them. The word horoscope comes from the Greek word horoscopes, which means hour watcher. Originally, it defined only the ascendant or the sign that is rising on the east for the time and place that the horoscope is cast. Today, the word horoscope is used to describe the full chart and commonly used to describe the sun sign forecasts that appear in the popular press. A horoscope can be calculated for a person, business, city, or nation. The chart is further divided into 12 segments known as houses. The division of the houses is based on Earth's daily rotation, and each sector relates to an area of life. An individual horoscope represents the position of the planets at a particular place and a specific time. Therefore, your horoscope is unique to you. Interpretation of the chart allows an astrologer to describe your characteristics and help you to understand yourself better. Although a horoscope shows the likely path you take through life, this doesn't mean every action you take is fated. You have the free will to make your own decisions, and astrology supplies you with information so that you can make the decisions that will best suit you. This is why most astrologers only make forecasts for a short period of time. Not all astrologers make forecasts. The decisions you make will change your path through life as you progress, adjusting the possibilities open to you. Fields of astrology. Electrical, choosing the best time to go ahead with an activity. Decumbiture, a chart cast to give a medical diagnosis. Esoteric, used to analyze spiritual factors. Financial, predicting cycles on the stock markets with planetary cycles. It's often illegal to give financial advice based on astrology alone. Horary, a chart is cast for the moment a question is asked and an answer derived from the chart. Local space, similar to Feng Shui, and tells where the best and worst areas are for a person. Medical, determination of bodily strength and weaknesses. It is usually illegal to give medical advice based on astrology. Mundane, application of astrology to world affairs. Psychological, an approach based on modern psychological theory. Rectification, astrological method for ascertaining an individual's time of birth. Sun sign, assumes the sign the sun falls on the date of birth as the first house of the chart and used for writing horoscope columns. Synastry, comparison of horoscopes to determine compatibility. Vedic, Jyotish, Eastern astrology system used in the Indian subcontinent based on the Vedic texts. It uses the sidereal, star-based zodiac.